these messages.
You little dear.
Before the American soldiers drove the Germans out of Belgium, Marshal Goering once came here. The brandy I served him was but 2 weeks old. Monsieur Coogan, do you like it?
Janine, as a newspaper correspondent, I've been privileged to compare the finest wines of liberated Europe. And I can truthfully say...
Oui, oui?
No brandy ever spent 125 years to better advantage.
Oh, merci, Monsieur Willie. Merci.
Sit down, mon petit. Let me tell you some more about San Francisco.
Are you really in charge there?
Oh, yes. Not a wheel turns without me. Better hide the bottle, Janine. It would be wasted on anyone but a connoisseur.
Let's go, Willie. They're coming back. They're just rolling into town.
Who, the Germans?
The other members of the press.
Yeah, the working members.
You can be replaced, Constantine.
Oh, you are not leaving.
I will return.
Okay, you guys, pile out.
Don't let that out of your sight. I've got a date later tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not get carried away this time, shall we, Constantine?
Oh, you want it to look authentic, don't you? I don't know. Lately, you're griping about the makeup job.
I'm not griping. It's your excessiveness. Your concept of a combat correspondent is drawn from old Hollywood movies about World War I. They don't slither around on their bellies through the mud anymore.
How would you know? All you do is sit around in all the bistros in town.
Naturally, if I were on the front lines, I'd lose my objectivity. This way I get a broader view.
What you're getting is broader, but it ain't a view.
Don't be crude, Constantine.
All I'm saying is don't tell me what it's like up in the front lines. You've never been there.
You know, if you're so unhappy with your job here, I can get myself another driver.
Don't ever say that. Here, put your arm through this.
Hey, where'd you get this?
I had a date with a nurse.
Nah, it's too much.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Coogan.
Hiya, kid.
Some action today, huh?
Oh, it was a brute. A veritable brute. I am dead to my socks.
You know, I read your lead teaser on last Monday's push. It was like I was living it all over again. You sure can write, Mr. Coogan.
Well, work a day, work a day.
You know, nights I study your reports. The way you capture the living realism of the battle. Boy, I'm learning, Mr. Coogan. I'm learning fast. See, I imagine a little too poop for my lesson.
Oh, no. Never too tired.
You know, the guys, they go and give me the sweat off their brows. I sure do appreciate what you're doing.
Tell you why I'm doing it, kid. I remember those dim, bleak days when I wanted to become a reporter. Well, I wouldn't have given for a leg up in those days. Let's get on with it.
Okay. Let's see. The way I'd write my account of today's battle. Well, I think I'd feature that artillery duel by the 398th up there in the hill by Umpteen. For my money, that was the key action today.
You know, you've got a real instinct for the meat of the story. I've got the same lead in my notes here.
No kidding.
Yeah? I said it before and I say it again. You're going to make a dandy little correspondent one of these days. Now, test number 2. How do you visualize your lead teaser?
Let's see. How about yesterday, 2 giant behemoths met head-on.
No. That's pedestrian, Washburn. Somewhere in Europe, September 14th. Today, artillery slashed the heavens, tearing the low-hung gray clouds to shreds in the whirling vortex of hurtling, whistling steel.
Wow.
Color, style. Where did you and the boys cover the battle?
Well, I was in the valley with the 701st Engineers. Boy, did we take a pasting. There was this... Well, what am I telling you for? You were there.
No. Go ahead. I want to see how observing you were. So, Ben? How's it go, Gene?
Okay, Big Noise. Where were you today? Out making mud pies?
Looking down on you from the heights. Our usual relationship. Honestly, why you guys want to slug it out down in the mud of the Umpteen Valley is beyond me. If you'd come up into the hills with the 398th Artillery as I did, maybe you'd get the big picture.
The bear went over the mountain.
What big picture?
Never mind what big picture. You guys write your little segmented, minuscule local action stories. My paper gets the entire canvas. The wide-angle lens of on-the-spot Willie Coogan.
Gene, why is it that Coogan always gets muddier than we do?
Who knows? I guess he was on a muddy hill.
How can it be muddier on a hill than down in the valley where we were? I have just returned from the hell of battle with the mud and filth of the Western Front on my boots, and I began...
You don't have to speak, Ben. I'm making you a carbon, as usual. I know how helpful you generally find that.
I know you guys are there. I see you up there with me. But in 3 months now, I only see him nights when he comes in to write his story. Now, where does he get his information?
Byline, Willie Coogan. An outrigger platoon wormed its perilous way to the top of a wooded rise above the Germans and began to drop grenades, walking them ever closer. Kershak, Kershak.
Kershak? What's that supposed to be?
That's the sound of grenades, I guess.
If he was on the hill with the 398th, how do you know about the grenade platoon?
Beats me. Frankly, I can't imagine him even climbing a hill.
Oh, he might. If there was a babe up there with a pail of cognac.
What gets me is, how does he get his own Jeep?
And his own driver.
Pull.
Now, wait a minute. I haven't got as much pull as
Does
any...
Willie have his own Jeep and driver?
Yeah.
Pull.
Sometimes he's a hard guy to figure. Now, after we filed our stories today, he did a darn nice thing. He offered to get all my dirty laundry washed and ironed.
He took mine, too.
He did?
Yeah.
And mine.
And mine. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, you suppose that crumb is going to sell our underwear on the black market?
Gentlemen, I think I see where my duty lies. If you'll cover World War II for me tomorrow, I'll stay behind and try to uncover the secret life of Willie Coogan.
I'm so sorry your sweet mother couldn't spend the afternoon with us.
The last time you were here, she did spend the afternoon with us.
Yes, I remember.
That's because you brought so few things for her to wash and iron.
Yes.
But this time, zut alors. You brought so many clothes, she will be busy for hours.
It's a pity.
I can't understand how one man has so many clothes with so many different names in them.
Can I trust you with the military secret?
Oh, mais certainement. I fought in the underground.
When I'm entrusted with a particularly dangerous mission, I use an alias.
Oh? But the clothes are all different sizes.
Naturally. I go in many disguises. Your mother couldn't have finished all that laundry by now.
Hey, Willie, come on. They're on their way back.
Gotta go, Janine.
Let's go easy on the mud this time, huh?
Naive stoop, this truck-driving reporter pulls out a map and shows Coogan the positions on it, and that's how Coogan gets his eyewitness reports.
Why, that miserable, no-good fraud.
Making himself up with mud while...
Gotta teach him a lesson.
Make a spectacle out of him.
What I'd like to do is ruin him.
What we should do is ruin his career.
Not workaday Willie. He always comes out on top.
Now, wait a minute. What if tomorrow we file our routine stories, But we feed Willie a story about a battle that hasn't even happened?
He'd write it up and send it to his paper.
They'd print it and the Pentagon would read it.
And deny the whole thing.
And who gets it right in the neck?
Willie Coogan.
Willie Coogan.
Willie Coogan.
And he's sent home in disgrace.
And gets drafted.
Oh, it's dirty, dirty, dirty. I love it.
All right, now wait a minute. Let's just decide where this great battle is going to take place.
Unterstützen.
That's good as any.
It's better than any. Now, I heard we'd outflanked the place. The Germans had pulled out. There's not even a chance of a battle there.
To the Battle of Unterstützen.
To Willie Coogan. Long may he wave from his own byline.
Oh, boy. That was a rough one out there today, huh, Cully? Where's Washburn?
Oh, he got co-area duty today. I replaced him.
Oh, I see. What's your name?
Mel Binder.
How do you do, Sergeant? I'm William Coogan, San Francisco Tribune. Oh, it was a roughie out there today, wasn't it?
Depends on where you were.
Right. Well, how was it where you were?
What are you asking me for? Weren't you there?
Of course I was there. Where do you think I'd be? I was just thinking of putting your name in the paper, that's all. Forget it. You guys amaze me.
What do you mean?
After what I've been through out there today, I'm almost too exhausted to write my story. My brains are all fagged out. I may have to check some of the details with you guys.
Did you make any notes?
A shell fragment tore them right out of my head. Oh, it's been a brute. Veritable brute.
Ben, were those 105s or 155s they moved up today?
105s, I thought. What'd you think, Willie?
Yeah, that checks with my memory. How many would you say there were, Ben?
Well, 2 dozen at least.
Yeah.
What's your estimate on the tank, Sue?
Oh, I put down 60.
I put down 75.
You guys must have been napping. I counted 90 of them.
Boy, what a mess they made out of that little village.
Yeah, that was mincemeat, wasn't it? Absolute mincemeat. Just to show you what a state of shock I'm in. I've drawn a complete blank on the name of it. It was,
Oh, Willie, you've been working much too hard, you know. You really need a rest. It's called Unterstützen. An Eifel Mountain town called Unterstützen, near the river Bleiweiss in Germany. How do you spell Volks Grenadiers?
Oh, look it up, stupid. We got our own stories to write.
Thanks a lot. Oh, Gene, give me that German dictionary, will you?
This is London calling. American forces have achieved a resounding victory over German troops at the stronghold of the Unterstützen.
Die Amerikaner sind lügende Schweine. Ist Unterstützen gefallen?
Well, you see what I got.
Oh, has he been fired?
Fired? You'll probably get a medal. Just listen to this. Explain how San Francisco Tribune beat you blind on Unterstützen battle. Coogan's story running syndicated front page all U.S. newspapers and radio stations. Cost us arm and leg.
All papers? No. You mean they bought the story?
If Unterstützen follow-up's not received 24 hours, you are no longer on the payroll.
Okay, come and get them. Faraday, Burmouth, Iverson.
Love letters from your editors.
It's backfired. Now we gotta get follow-ups on a battle that didn't even happen.
What's the matter with that jerky paper of mine? They must know by now it was a phony.
Well, why don't we tell them?
What's to tell? All our papers are running the story. If we expose Coogan, we expose ourselves, and everybody gets fired.
If you really want to weep, listen to this. It's from Coogan's editor. Unterstützen beat practically clinches Pulitzer Prize for you. Great work. Bonus on way.
Oh. How do you like that? He always ends up on his feet.
Crumb doesn't even know he wrote a phony story. He thinks the town's fallen.
What are you guys doing sitting around here?
We're waiting for the picture to start so we can have our popcorn.
Well, things are popping. You guys don't seem to know it. The brass has decided to take Unterstützen.
Very funny.
The general says that Mr. Coogan's story has made Unterstützen a psychological grab bag.
Psychological grab bag?
That's right. And G2 has reason to believe that the Germans are moving up reinforcements.
Oh, my aching back.
This might be a very big battle.
Willie, something must be up. I saw all the other guys barreling off towards Unterstützen.
Dirty dogs. Trying to get there ahead of me and beat me to the good quarters.
I was looking at the map. There's a shortcut into the back of town.
Sorry, Janine. Gotta go.
Oh.
Start lacing, huh, kid?
Germans must have fallen back, and our troops must have gone on after them.
I don't get it. The town ain't even touched.
Well, couldn't have been much of a battle. What gets me is the tacky job of reporting those other guys did. Let's see if this inn's got a bar. Ah, things are looking up. Reserved for the Wehrmacht. Oh, how I love to find these. I'm going to buy you a drink, my boy.
What is that stuff?
I don't know, but it sure got a kick.
We're being shelled.
Must be a German counterattack.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna do the brave thing.
What's that?
We're gonna surrender.
What's so brave about that?
You think it doesn't take courage to go out there and wave this tablecloth?
You're right, I guess it
And
does.
I admire you for it, buddy.
Willie, you're nothing but a low
How
down.
can you talk that way to the man who's going to get you the Congressional Medal of Honor?
Sure.
That was the bravest thing I've ever seen. And when the war's over and the Germans release us, I'm going to write a feature article about you.
Oh, shut up. Hey, here they come.
Are you nuts? Those are GIs. Our own dear, brave boys. Constanti, we must welcome them to Unterstützen. Wait a minute. They're supposed to have been here 2 days ago. Ben told me. Ben, the dirty rat. A whole bunch of them. They made this up to sabotage me. They wanted to make it look as though I don't do my own legwork.
And you don't. What are you gonna do now?
The honorable thing.
What's that?
I'll make a complete confession to my newspaper. That's what we're gonna do. When I welcome the first troops, snap my picture. Gentlemen, where have you been all day? Sit in. Bring chairs, huh?
We don't want to sit down.
Well, what is it? What brings you, gentlemen?
What brings us is that our papers think that you're some kind of a hero.
Our editors have given us orders to... I can't do it.
We gotta interview you.
Oh, of course. Well, anything you want to know, gentlemen. Nothing would make me prouder than to be honored by members of my own craft.
Hey, Willie, there's somebody looking for you.
Don't bother me now, boy. We're making history here.
It's a general.
Beat it for now, kids, huh?
Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm looking for William Coogan.
That's him, sir.
Coogan? I'm General Stewart.
Well, this is an honor, sir.
Been reading about you back in Paris. You've impressed me. Sort of fearless reporter I've been looking for. You've got guts.
He's got more guts than anybody, General.
I'd like to have you attached to my outfit. Would you like that?
You're from Paris, you say, General? I'll give your outfit the kind of coverage you've never had before. Where you go, I'll go.
Good. It's settled then. I knew you'd say that, and I've already had your orders cut.
Oh, yes, Constanti. General, I'd like to take my driver along, if you don't mind. He's a real asset in the kind of coverage I give a war.
I understand. Of course he can come. We'll be taking off from the airstrip at 1900.
Constanti, you go pack your bags and mine, put them aboard the General's plane.
Yes, sir.
You're a man that moves. I like that, Coogan.
Oh, boy, to see Paris again from the air at night.
Paris? Didn't I mention the name of my outfit?
No, sir?
The 49th Parachute Commando Battalion. We just left Paris. We're going to parachute down 100 kilometers behind the German line.
I feel sick.
Come on, Coogan, let's get out to the airstrip.
Wait a minute, General. I think you're being too hasty. I don't deserve this honor. Ask any of these fellas.
Oh, Willie's just too modest, General. He deserves the honor, and he knows it.
General, you have exactly the right man for exactly the right job.
Well, Coogan, if anyone should know, they're the ones. Let's go, my boy.
Your hat, Willie.
Don't forget your camera, Willie. Au revoir, Willie.
Next on A&E,
Bob Hope is a burlesque comic who masquerades as an